Hello, world. Welcome to the Vaping Unplugged Podcast. Everything you need to know about vaping and tobacco harm reduction.
Hello, welcome back to Vaping Unplugged Podcast, everything you need to know about vaping and vapors around the world. My name is Lika. I'm the program manager here at the World Vapers Alliance, and today I'll be joined by my colleague Mariam Gogolishvili, who's a campaigns manager. Mariam recently traveled to Southeastern Asia and has a very interesting and cool things to share to fellow vapors. So thank you so much, Mariam, for being here today and for everything that you've witnessed and experienced during your trip. It's very interesting to hear, and I think it's a good idea to share it with our fellow vapors. So tell us a little bit, where did you travel, what countries did you visit, and what was your experiences there?
Thank you, Lick, for inviting me, and hello to all the vapors who are listening to us right now. Just like you mentioned, I just came back from the Southeast Asian trip, and it was an amazing experience. But apart from the beautiful beaches and the culture and food, it was very interesting for me as a vapor to travel there and discover that part of the world, which was not known before for me. I cannot speak of the whole Southeast Asia because I only traveled to Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, and Indonesia. Cool. And I discovered that even though these four countries are in the same region, the legislature about is very different. Thailand was very interesting for me because there, this is one of the countries which has one of the most strictest regulations in the world about vaping. You could actually go to jail for possessing a vape, and if the police will catch you in the street, the fine for using a vape is around $900. Which is pretty crazy, especially Thailand has like really high smoking rate, but they are regulating vaping this heavily, and they don't have any plans of changing it in the future. When it comes to Cambodia, the situation is almost the same. There are no vapes in the streets. You cannot buy anything. You kind of have to find a dealer and do this via Instagram or like WhatsApp, and try to meet somebody and transfer money via Bitcoin or something. It is really difficult to buy a vape there. But when it comes to Vietnam, the legislature is really different there. Vaping is not regulated at all. Mm-hmm. So it's not banned. It's not allowed. But
it's like a middle ground, is there?
Yes, gray area, but in a good way, because everywhere you go, you see the vape shops. They have all the international brands there. The prices are really low. Everybody can buy the vapes, and even in the streets, you see like more people vape compared to the cigarette smokers. When it comes to Indonesia, Indonesia is one of the first Southeast Asian countries which legalized vaping. So as you expect, it's thriving there. And I cannot speak of the whole Indonesia because I only went to Bali. But I was actually surprised of the quality of the products they are offering. And not just vapes, but also snus is very popular here, smokeless tobacco products. And everywhere you go, on the beaches, in the bars, in the clubs, everybody is vaping, and the vaping community is really big. Cool. That was really interesting to go there, yes. While in Thailand, you cannot even travel with your vape. And it was really difficult to buy a vape there. So it was really interesting for me. So I decided to share these experiences and some of the tips and tricks to the vapors who want to travel to those countries.
So what would be your advice to fellow vapors who plan to travel to Southeastern Asia, or what are the tips or tricks you wanted to share with us?
Well, definitely the first most important advice would be to check the information available online before you travel to any of those countries, because vaping laws are changing every day and you don't know what to expect.
Mhm.
So it's always better to check before you go there. But I'm not gonna start with like every individual tips and tricks because together with my colleague we started this series of blog posts on WVA website. So we have individual blog posts for each country where we share our experience and like 5 most useful tips that you can use before you travel there. For example, in case of Thailand, yeah, it's true that it's heavily regulated, but there are still some things that you can do as a vapor to vape safely there. And in this blog post, we talk about best practices, we talk about the regulation and how to prepare yourself for the travels. Also, we talk about the prices and if you need to stock up before you go to Indonesia, if vapes are expensive there or what's cheap there. So yeah, I think it would be the best for our vapers to check our blog posts and read there.
Thank you very much, and thank you for starting this blog post, a series of blog posts. I think it's going to be very useful. I myself am learning a lot from your experiences. So tell us what's next. What's next on the blog post series, or what's next for your traveling plans?
We think like next, Mexico will be very interesting for a lot of people because it's such a hot travel destination for all the travelers. And also vaping's regulation is pretty complicated there. In some places you can use the vape. In some places you cannot use a vape or a cigarette or anything. So we are researching the country and we will try to go there and share our personal experience for our vapors. So that's what's going to be next. But before that, we recently published another blog post about Hawaii. Which there was a big discussion about the flavors bans and people were like freaking out, like, should I go there? Should I bring my vape juices there, or what should I do? So we decided to give them some information. We also did earlier before Christmas, together with my colleague, we did the research on European market, vaping market, and there we researched the prices and availability of the vaping products in most of the European countries. And I think that that's also useful, like when you're traveling, you're planning your travel destination in Europe, you want to take a look at the prices and what's available there. So in that blog post, you can see the disposables, the devices, the juices, and everything what's available in Europe.
That's very cool. Thank you for doing that. I think it's quite useful. I myself, as I said, I'm learning a lot. It's, as you said, regulations are also changing in different countries. Different stuff is available. My favorite vape or vape juice might not be available in some place or might be expensive in one place than another. So it's all very useful information to have gathered. So thank you for what you're doing, and for everyone else, our fellow vapors. I think this is going to be very useful information for you as well. So keep an eye on our website for Mariam's blog post series. There will be news added for sure in the nearest future. And we have a lot more cool activities planned in the nearest future, in the next few weeks. So keep an eye on our social media accounts, follow us, and vape on. Thank you for being here, Mariam.
Thank you, Lik.